gosh. Jeez. Muscle weighs more than fat. Get up! Welcome to the Brocast. That was good. I broke my closet.
Oh, sorry.
It's literally broken. The wheel is bent right here. Look at this, Bryan. Look at this. Well,
Welcome back.
welcome back to the Brocast.
It's your host, Bryan Sotomayor Lopez.
And I am Gavin Hudson.
We're back with another episode.
Oh, I turned this annoying crap off. Damn.
We're back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Another week.
Another week, another day, another dollar. How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Bryan?
Good. How's everyone doing?
Hey,
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
Leave a like if you're doing great.
How your day is going the day you're watching this. Because our day is going great. Bryan just got back from a trip.
Yep.
I'm happy to see him. And we're doing another Brocast episode.
Episode number 7.
It's number 7, yeah.
You know that I've heard podcasts that don't succeed only last 7 episodes. So,
Dude.
So this is it. This is our last one.
This is our make or break. If we decide never to do this again.
This is our last one.
This might be our last one.
And this is why we decided to do just us, no guests today.
Exactly. For a last shabam.
Last bang bang.
So thanks guys for watching. We'll see you later. I'm just kidding.
No. So Gavin mentioned my trip. I feel like I'm not from here right now. Like I feel like this is strange to me.
Yeah.
Really to say, cause like I was only gone for like a week, but still.
Tell them where you went. Start talking about it.
So I went to. I was telling people Chicago because it's easier to say Chicago rather than where we're actually gonna go. Cause it was Wisconsin, but it was like.
It's lying, by the way. It's not. Just say Wisconsin. He told me the long time. He's like Chicago. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. You're going to the city. Da, da, da. And he's like, well, actually, I'm going to the state next to Chicago. So you're not. That's like saying, oh, I'm going to Arizona, but I'm going to California.
No, but it's because. True.
It's the same thing. He's like, oh, why would you?
Because more people know where Chicago's at and not Wisconsin. So I wanted to make it like dramatic, like, oh, I'm going all the way to Chicago, but it's like.
You did drive a long way.
Yeah.
You drove the whole way.
It was like a road trip type of thing.
That's crazy.
I mean, it wasn't just me driving though. It was me and my dad would like take turns.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I calculated it, and I drove like 22 hours in total.
What?
And my dad drove more. He drove 27 hours, and my mom drove like 5.
5?
Yeah.
Miss Lopez.
Because we were both tired, and we both slept while my mom was driving.
Okay.
But yeah. But yeah, it was all the way over there, and we went because I don't know if I ever told you why.
Your cousins, right?
Kinda.
To see your cousins? Yeah?
No, not just because of that.
Oh.
Because well, me and a cousin, we just had like this new baby in our family.
Oh.
It's my god sister, so like that's why we went over there because my parents were gonna go baptize this little baby, and yeah, so now I have a little god sister.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And yeah, so that was mostly the reason, but we're also because we haven't seen that we haven't seen them that side of the family in a while too. So yeah, it was nice seeing them too, and yeah, it was fun.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I drove all states that we went through. So we went through Nevada, which is like Las Vegas. We drove past Las Vegas and past another town called Mesquite.
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 Mesquite. I hate that song. Sorry.
Yeah, it was it was hot when we passed by. But yeah, but I mean, not much different than here in California since right next to us. Yeah. And then after that, we drove past Arizona.
Okay.
And Arizona has that's the home of the Grand Canyon. And so it has a lot of canyons. And we actually the road that we passed by through, it it was basically like a valley, like through a valley, like a canyon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really cool. Here, I'll show you a video, and I'll put the video up.
Okay. Are you putting it here?
Yeah, I'll put it right on my phone. If it loads.
Or just substitute the screen for that. Oh, that's cool.
We were driving past rocks and everything.
Oh yeah, you sent me this video.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, my mom was freaking out, but she was
Was
also
she
taking
really?
a video. Yeah.
Oh,
She didn't feel it. She was like.
Was she driving?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was my dad at this point. But yeah, she was like. And then after Arizona, but that was pretty much it in Arizona.
Okay.
Just the canyons.
Mm-hmm.
So then after that, actually, there's like a point, and like while you're driving there past those canyons where there's nothing, like no towns or gas stations or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you run out of gas, you're pretty much
screwed.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Shoot.
But it's a long way too, so like you can run out of gas even if you're at a half tank, you will run out of gas.
Shoot, really?
It's pretty scary.
That's scary.
But so yeah, that was after Arizona. I mean, that was Arizona, and then after Arizona is Utah. And Utah had like.
Can I have some of this?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And
Utah.
Utah had they had a lot of mountains too. It kind of looked like a little like Arizona. But
really?
Yeah, but Utah.
Arizona?
Yeah. But Utah had like the mountains were colored. So there's like these black rocks and there's like red rocks. And, like I don't know, it was just cool. And then
it looked pretty.
Yeah, it looked pretty, really pretty. And then there's also some grass spots, but like you can see the mountains in the back. Foreshadowing something I'm gonna say later. But so yeah, and then there was that, and then after that's Colorado. Okay, so wait, there's Nevada, Arizona, Utah, then Colorado. That's state number 4. Colorado. Whew. I fell in love with Colorado.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. When you first got there, like when you're entering Colorado, first you're at the like little suburbs kind of thing. So like there's not really much, I guess you could say, but you can see like the Colorado River right next to you. So like it's the road, the highway, and the river is like same level.
Oh really?
So, like yeah, and my parents.
You're driving right next to the river.
Yeah. And then my parents were saying like, dude, if it rains more, like this river's coming out, and like,
yeah.
Cause like, there's been reports in Colorado of like people flooding. That's where it floods a lot and gets in houses and stuff. But yeah, but it was still really pretty. Like while we were passing there, like the weather was nice right there. And after there, we went up to the mountains of Colorado, which is like Aspen and all those other mountains. And Aspen is like freaking gorgeous, cause it's summer right now and there was snow up there.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
There's still snow. And it was still freaking, like here, I'll show you pictures. I'll put the pictures up. But yeah, it was like there was still snow and it was still all like freaking gorgeous. But I was driving, so at that point, so like on the way there, I couldn't really take pictures, but I took pictures on the way back. That's how I have some pictures. But yeah, like I send you pictures too, like the snow and stuff.
That's so cool.
And then during there,
when does it not snow then?
I know, huh? No,
If it's not, because it's snowy during the summer, it must
and
be
did you see this
snowy.
video?
Alright. Ready?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
You saying I was pretending.
Oh, I was it's so awkward that we have to go back. The video stopped. What I was saying was, I was pretending like I didn't know, just to be like, so I don't want to say, I know, Brian, you told me already. Yeah. Okay. Her accent, what about her accent? It sucks when the video stopped.
Okay.
Video stopped for no reason.
Wait. I don't know what was I saying. About Nebraskan accents.
Oh yeah,
like,
Alabama.
No, Nebraska.
Alabama? You said something about Alabama.
I did not say anything about
Roll the clip.
Roll the clip. So we went through Nevada. We drove past Arizona.
Go ahead.
And
Utah?
Oh, Colorado. It was Nebraska.
Okay, so after Nebraska, where'd you go?
Iowa? Yeah. And then
was that nice?
Yeah.
It was like nothing?
Yeah. there was like big windmills.
Ooh.
But like a lot of them. And Oh, we get. Oh, but anyways, yeah, like.
What?
You know how I was saying, like, in Utah, there's some spots where there's, like, grassland, but then you can see the mountains in the back? In Iowa, there's nothing. Like
nothing.
Like, just straight plains. Like,
really?
like grassy plains. Like, that's all you see.
Almost like the ocean, but with land?
Yeah, pretty much. And other than, like, the windmills. And then there's some hills, but not like, big mountains like we see here. It was just straight plain. Like, you couldn't see anything past that. And... so it was pretty boring.
Interesting.
But there's no freeways over there.
Oh,
those
really?
things, by the way, there's only highways. So that's like just it's just straight.
It's like you can go as fast as the freeway, but it's like on the ground, right?
Oh yeah, pretty much. But actually, you can go faster than the freeway in that.
Oh really? Because no one's on the road.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, at one point the speed limit, I think it was in Utah, it was 80 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah, that was the speed limit. And you know us Californians always going 10 over the speed limit.
Yeah, I know.
So for us, it was like 90 miles.
You guys are going 100? Jeez, going 100 in Iowa?
And that's the speed limit.
It feels like a baby was on the road.
Oh, talking about that. There was not a baby in the road, but...
I was trying, I don't know what's in Iowa, so I was going to say like a deer, but like...
Yeah, there was a deer.
Oh, there deer?
Yeah.
Oh. So you go 90, hit a deer, you're dead.
No, but...
That deer goes through the window, kills your whole family.
Actually, there's been like a lot of cases. My uncle was saying like, over there, and he lives in Wisconsin, but I don't know how you knew this about Iowa. They're right next to each other though, so maybe that's why. Yeah.
They like this.
They're like... But yeah, he was saying that just like in those past months, and all he's heard of was like 10 or 20 like the accidents of deers. He said one of his friends actually hit a deer once, and his car got messed up.
Oh yeah,
like
those things are heavy and strong.
Big boys.
Yeah. Bro, if you hit it, it's like hitting a cow, but I guess cows are lighter though. But like a cow is like freaking heavy, almost as heavy as you are. That's that noise you made.
That was a deer noise.
Oh, when he gets hit by a car. Try to edit a bit. Okay, try to get it. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this: convert a YouTube video of a deer getting hit by a car and edit it right now. I'm kidding. I'm not joking.
On it and that
no. Oh. Too hard.
Oh.
All you have to do, keep the sound. All right, keep the sound that's going on right now. Edit a car. Or just get a video. All you have to do, it's so easy. I can do it in computers. So I did it in computers when I was in high school. You just get a video of a deer getting hit by a car, okay? And then just have the sound play when it gets hit, okay? That'd be so funny. Because I've seen a few deer videos where they go, well, I mean, they don't do that, but they...
Don't you mean like those goat videos?
And every single time we made that noise, re-put that video in for the deer. That's funny.
You're just gonna do it randomly now.
Look, it's a compilation. Deer getting hit by cars compilation.
Why
See?
Is that? That's not.
It's funny.
No, it's not, dude. I saw so many dead deers on like
really?
the side of the road. It was so sad.
Yeah, I was just joking, guys. I actually like deers.
No, Gavin hates deers.
Oh,
Confirmed.
Oh.
Confirmed. So what happened basically? Yeah, the deer went flying. Hey, put that thing back in the middle.
I'm sorry.
This is our Noah's gift.
No gift.
Noah Ramirez's gift.
Yeah. Okay. But each time just edit a new
new deer game.
Deer video. Yeah, getting hit by a car.
So you might see that now.
Please, Bryan, please try. Try really hard, please.
Yeah. So that.
But like, don't put anything too sad.
Okay.
Don't put like a really sad one. Oh, this one's gonna be funny.
Funny ones.
Oh my gosh,
That's
sad.
No,
that's sad.
No.
We can't watch that one.
Stop. Okay.
That's sad.
Okay.
Next
topic. So.
Oh no!
So deers.
Pete is like see this video and like
it would take us
sue
down.
us.
Yeah, he's gonna copy strike.
Yeah. They don't own deers. They don't own the rights to deers.
Yeah, but then Iowa was kind of boring, and when we finally got to Wisconsin, stop looking at deer. It's getting hit.
No, that's a dog. That was a dog.
That was a dog. That was a deer.
Homie, that's a dog, bro.
Oh shoot.
I'm starting to get sad. I need to stop.
Yeah. After Iowa, we got.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't put. Maybe just only put that one.
Let me talk.
Only put that one of the deer flying.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you guys.
Just don't think
after
when
Iowa,
you watch when you watch the deer
Wisconsin.
videos. When you watch them, don't think of them as deer, and it's funny. Don't think of it as a living creature that's getting hurt.
You know they just
I don't
watch this
I
and
don't
take us down.
I don't. I'm not for animal abuse. All right, it's just a little funny.
Gavin's for animals.
When it flew.
He's told me multiple times.
I love animals.
No.
I love animals, but if it comes down to it, I'll eat I'll eat an animal. I'm fine with it.
There's so many more things you can eat right now other than an animal.
Yeah, but animals are tasty, and they give me a lot more nutrients than a lot of other stuff. You'd have to try a lot harder to get protein and things from. You have to eat a lot more nuts than a slob of beef. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking on my butt.
Anyways,
don't abuse animals, guys. I just think it's funny when deers get hit by cars and they fly. I don't like them seeing dead. I don't like seeing dead deers.
Okay, they got it.
I just imagine them being alive after.
Okay.
And they don't feel
after Iowa,
because they're deers.
It was Wisconsin, and I was finally there. And there was a lot of forest and lakes there.
Wait, do you remember that deer meme where the deer was at the bottom of the pool?
And there was a lot of forest and lakes there. And that's pretty much it. But it was really nice. It was really different from here. Like here, there's so much noise and stuff. And over there, it's so quiet and peaceful.
Really? Oh, because you see the stars?
Oh, dude. Yeah. So I'm a big astronomer guy. I like looking at stars and like doing research and a lot about. I saw it already, Gavin. And doing I just like learning a lot about space and stuff. And so yeah. Anyways, over there, like when I went out like at 10 p.m.
Okay, 10 p.m. I'm so
sorry. It was like 10
so
p.m. and
I'm disrespecting you. And deers.
Like you can already see so many more stars than you can here at like 3 a.m.
Really?
So yeah, it was really nice.
I love looking at stars. I love stars.
Like right here you can barely see the Orion's belt, like the whole constellation, and over there at 10 you could already see the whole thing.
Really?
And I told my mom, and she was like, "Oh, that's what it is."
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, that's what it is."
See your mom. Your mom's somebody. Oh, I can see you doing that.
But yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. It was. I
That's
liked
cool,
it
though.
over there.
Was it really rural in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Or was it city? Kind of?
No, it was pretty much rural.
Rural. That's cool though. That's so cool.
Yeah, we're staying specifically in Delavan, Wisconsin.
Delvin. Shout out to Delvin.
They had a big water tower with like the name on it. I took a nice picture of it.
I didn't see this one. I saw the picture of your mom and the deer. And a deer. Put that picture in.
No.
You gotta put all these pictures.
No.
Seriously, I'm not even joking.
And then after
when
we were there,
I love the bean. Chicago.
Yeah, when we were in Wisconsin, my uncle took us down to Chicago because we've never been there, and Chicago. But yeah, so we drove down there, and at first I was like, "What the heck is this?" Because we were passing through downtown Chicago.
Yeah, dude,
and
Chicago's really.
The roads were, oh my god, like, dude.
The
they're
parts
like
where
in Mexico.
The parts where the roads are bad, that's where it's really ghetto and it's really.
There's a lot
very,
of like
very dangerous.
Like Dominican, like not really Mexicans.
Oh, Dominican Republic, right?
Like, that's the because you know how like the Latino culture here is mostly like Mexicans.
Yeah.
And over there it's mostly like the Dominican Republic, like Puerto Rico.
I wonder why.
All that. It's.
How do they get over there? Like why? You know what I mean though. You know what I mean? Like why is it so specifically Dominican Republic?
It's
is that closer? Because California is closer to Mexico, so it makes sense if
Mexicans, right? No, that's why
Mexicans, right? Yeah, Mexicans.
Yeah, because though they aren't from Mexico.
Who?
The Dominicans.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is it makes sense that California has a lot more Mexican people because Mexico is right next to California. But why is it specifically Dominican Republic people?
I got you.
With Chicago, because it's not like.
Right. It wasn't
the Mayflower. They freaking sailed over the land and. You know who does this? Matthew Andringa. Shout out to Matthew Andringa if he does it. Whenever he gets mad, he goes.
And tries to like.
So I start coughing. Yeah, no, it's you expand yourself to become more intimidating.
Yeah, like
to an animal.
To bears. But yeah, I know the history about it.
About bears.
History time.
History.
There's this new segment we like to call
History time.
Okay. So it was back.
I don't like this new segment already. I'm already hating it.
It was back in like some older times where like the Spanish people or like Spain, like that's what I mean by Spanish people, like people from Spain, and then people from other Latin countries like Cuba and stuff like that. They wanted to escape their control, so they would like hop in the boats and stuff, and because first America was discovered on the East Coast, so that's where they went, and that's where they like. That's why it's mostly concentrated there.
But Wisconsin is not on the coast.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like they got there, right? Because they started dispersing from there.
Because by that logic, then all East Coast countries would have a primarily Dominican Republic.
They do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because my cousin who's in the Navy, who's deployed over there in Virginia, I believe. He says that there's almost no Mexicans over there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And yeah, that's why. And Mexicans are mostly here because of Mexico's right below us, right? But also because like the Spanish-American War and stuff like that. And yeah.
I'm be honest. I thought Dominican Republic was in the. I thought it was
Brazil and stuff.
I thought it was in this area.
Oh.
I thought it was clumped with Costa Rica and Nicaragua and Honduras, Cuba. I forgot there was even. Oh, I didn't even know Puerto Rico was.
Yeah.
I didn't know Puerto Rico's an island.
I'm
an idiot, dude.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah.
So stupid. What is this? Oh, Haiti.
Haiti. Haiti.
Haiti.
Can I have some Haiti with boba, please?
Turkey. What is it? Say that. Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos.
Caicos Island.
Islands.
Do I kind of want to go?
Oh, that's islands.
Islands. The Bahamas.
Ooh, we should take a trip over there.
We should take a trip to Ireland.
Ireland?
I love Ireland.
Talk about Ireland.
Want me to talk about Ireland?
I'll talk about my trip.
Talk about
your
trips.
trip.
2 years ago. This is cool. 2 years ago, I went to Ireland, and it was an awesome experience. I loved it. I went on a missions trip with my church. Ireland has a very high suicide rate. There's a lot of. I think it's like one of the highest in the world, like places. Look that up. Check that. No, it's very gloomy. So I heard statistically a lot of gloomier places has higher suicide rates. I think, but that may be wrong. I don't know.
And how is it gloomy? Like based off of your experience that you were there.
It's pretty gloomy. Yeah.
Like how?
It's dark. It's like a lot of clouds. And
is it like all the time?
A lot, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. This is a few times. I don't know. It was a really great time. I had a really fun time. A lot of good memories, a lot of good experiences. I think God spoke to me in a lot of different ways on that trip. And the people in Ireland were awesome. I love the Irish. They're just so cool. Little fact too, a lot of people in Ireland are black. And I know it just something that caught me off guard. Just because when going to Ireland, I imagined, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of leprechauns.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like I don't know. That's probably not very good at me.
Redheads and stuff.
A bunch of redheads that are really pale white.
Yeah.
Or at least really pale white people. But it felt like it was half and half. The city I went to is called Cork, Ireland. And it was pretty much the LA of Ireland, I think. Next to Dublin. Dublin's also a big city. Really, really cool. It was really cool because a lot of people spoke a lot of the people I met, a lot of the black people, they came from Africa. So they it might have been the Morocco area. It might have been Morocco. It might have been this area right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got a boat to go over to Ireland because Ireland gave more opportunities than the area that they're living in, and so it's really cool because a lot of the kids' parents they're like first generation Irish kids because they were born in Ireland, or they were born in Africa and then became citizens of Ireland, and so it was really cool because a lot of people had like African Irish accents, and then other people just had normal Irish accents, and there's a few languages they speak. So they speak Irish and they speak Gaelic. Gaelic is like I don't know where it stems from. It stems from Scottish, I think.
Oh, so that's like different language?
Yeah. So hold on, let me. So where's Scotland? Scotland's right here. So I don't know where the language Gaelic stems from, but a lot of people speak Gaelic in Ireland.
So is that all like Irish and Gaelic? That's what they speak?
So Irish, Gaelic, and then English, and the people who are from Africa speak some people speak a few African languages. I don't know specifically which ones, but like they would, if there was like some words, sometimes I would ask my friend, I'd be like, oh, is that Irish or Gaelic? He's like, oh, this is Gaelic, so we're singing in Gaelic right now. It was really cool.
That's crazy. And you showed me some songs.
Oh yeah.
There's
one. Oh yeah, grime, dude. Okay, so they have this like underground rap. So this is what the guy told me, okay? I know I sound like an idiot, but this is what the guy told me. This is what one of the Irish people told me. Don't remember his name. But I was talking to him and I was like, so do you guys listen to like American music? And he's like, yeah, a lot of people listen to a lot of American music because we were in the stores and we were listening and there was like Taylor Swift on and I was like, Taylor Swift is big in Ireland?
I think she's big everywhere.
She Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she's T Swift.
T Swift. No, that's
T Swizzle.
T Swift. Wait, is T Swift what's the Flex Steel guy?
The who?
Flex Steel. Flex.
I don't know.
John Swift or something. His name is Phil Swift. Anyways, sorry. So I don't remember what song. I don't remember what. No. It was Adele. I think no. Was it Adele? Adele's British, anyways. I don't know. I don't remember. So I asked him. I was like, oh, so do you guys listen to like a lot of American music? He's like, yeah, we listen to a lot of American music. They like Drake and they like a bunch of other stuff. And he's like, oh, but we have this one type of rap that I don't think a lot of Americans listen to. And we're like, oh, what is it? And he said, it's grime. And I was like, grime? And he's like, yeah, this is what he told me. He told me they play it in clubs, but it's illegal to play in clubs because, quote, it goes too hard. That's what he told me. He told me they can't play it in clubs because people get too crazy to it and start like hurting people. I think that's a lie because like you can't ban music. You can't, but he just was But
actually, is Ireland like a peaceful kind of state, or country?
What do you mean? Well, okay, let me.
You know how Canada they stereotyped as like nice all the time and stuff like that. Is that?
Oh, okay. So let me get there. So grime is pretty much like rap. It's like rap, but it's British rap. It's really fast and it's kind of cool. I like it more than a lot of trap.
It's kind of like that one song that was popular here, like skitty boop bop bop.
Yeah. Everyone makes fun of. That's what all of it sounds like.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty much that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That might be grime, honestly.
No, it is grime. I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's a grime artist. Yeah.
Oh.
Check out Skepta. He's a grime artist. No. I was gonna say Banksy. That's an artist. I'm stupid. There's Skepta. There's another big one. Oh, Stormzy. Stormzy's a big one.
Yeah, say it like that.
Yeah, Stormzy. Oh, I'm Stormzy. Yo, Skinny pee. She's like skinny pee. So grime's really big there. So that's something else cool. So then, like the Irish, I don't know. I don't think all people are like something. So I couldn't really.
Yeah.
I couldn't really. Yeah, I know you don't think that either. But I couldn't really get a feel of like, oh, are the Irish nice or are they, like, yeah, sure. A lot of
Because
the culture is different because a lot of people are really quiet there. Quiet compared to Americans. So we were walking down the street once and we were talking, and I noticed as we were talking, on the other side of the street, people were like looking at us, and I was like, "Oh, this is embarrassing."
It might also be because you're naturally loud.
Well, no. It was our whole group. It wasn't just me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was loud too, but it was the whole group. All right. And so I turned to the dude and I was like, "Hey, why are those people looking at us?" He's like, "Oh, they know you're Americans." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, so laughing. I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, the way you dress." And I was like, "What?"
He's like, that way.
He's like that, you know? You dress like that, you know?
He's like,
I can tell.
Look at you.
Yeah. Okay. So the second time the video turned off,
Take 3.
Again, I was talking about going down the street, and so they said that about my clothes, and so I was like, okay. And so then he also said, he was like, also you guys are really loud. I was like, really? And I was stopped and kind of listened to everyone. They weren't speaking that loud to me, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's okay. He's like, it's just you can totally tell. Like an Irish person wouldn't be this loud. And I was like, oh. I was like, sorry. You know, so it was really cool. Really cool. And like sometimes some Irish people would speak English. You couldn't understand them. Like because they go so fast.
Oh, do they? They talk fast?
Yeah.
Just English or like their language too?
I think Irish too. I can't, because I can't understand Irish anyway, so I can't know. I don't know if it's going fast or slow, you know. But like we were in a store once, and it was what was it called? It was a funny name. It was like their 7-Eleven. It was called like Quickie or something. I don't know. It wasn't that, but I don't know why I said that.
Quickie Mart?
I don't know.
Like
look up 7-Eleven in Ireland, or Ireland convenience store, popular Ireland convenience store. But so we're in there. My friend's trying to get a soda, and so we go over and we're checking out, and then so then the guy's like, "Oh, okay, so but I'm just gonna get the Irish soda," and my friend's like, yeah, the soda," and then he's like, "Oh, but if you get the soda, you gotta get the money and $5, and it was like, and my friend turned to me and I was like, I don't know what he's saying. And so he was like, and he turned back and he's like, "I'm so sorry, I really, I can't understand what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying." And he was like, the soda, you know, the $5, you know, the card, you know, and we're like, oh my gosh. And it was so embarrassing because we stood there for a good 3, 4, 5 minutes because we were trying to understand what this man was saying. We finally understand that he was saying, you can only buy a soda. You can only use a card for something that's over 10 euro. So he was buying a soda, which was like.
So they use euro over there.
Yeah, they use euro. I actually have my euro. I have 10 euro on my windowsill right there. Cool money. Has the queen on it. And yeah, so it was just really funny because it was like they some of them talk so fast, you know, and they taught me a lot of slang too.
Like what?
So there's instead of what's up, they say wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yeah, wagwan, mate. So instead of bro, they say mate. So they're like wagwan, mate. And then there's instead of getting jumped, you get hopped. So they're like, "Oh mate, you better calm down. You're gonna get hopped." You know, it's like. When I heard that one, that one's funny. Like, I don't feel intimidated. Like, I'm gonna hop you. Oh, you're gonna hop me? Okay, buddy. Go ahead and try.
Ahead and hop, you little bunny. You go there and hop at me. No offense to all the Irish.
Sorry, Irish. I'm gonna send this to my Irish friends.
Oh, actually?
I'm gonna send this to Aiden. Shout out to Aiden. I love you, Aiden. Shout out to Godfield. Shout out to Giovanni. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Gavin's girls. There's Gavin's girls. So I think it was a weird thing. I don't
Gavin's
know why.
ladies friends.
So there's like a group of girls where I was like, "You're my girls. You're Gavin's girls." It was weird. It was fun. I don't know why.
You just daughter all of them.
Yeah.
You're like girls.
Yeah. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Roisin. Shout out to
Roisin.
That Brazilian girl. I don't remember her name. She was Brazilian in Ireland. I don't remember her name though. I'm sorry.
I like Brazilian.
Shout out.
Any Brazilians out there?
That girl. That's in Maryland. Californian. Bryan.
Colorado.
Mexico. Colorado.
Calorian. Galorian. DeLorean.
Okay, so and then also shout out to
all of Gavin's
shout out
friends.
to all those guys that I met in Ireland. You guys are super cool. I miss you guys.
You should send
I
it to
wanted to go back last year and the year before that, but life's getting crazy.
Oh, so they do this trip every year or what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the trip, a lot of people. So that statistic, I don't know that that's true, but and in the city that we went to, I don't know if it's actually in the city. It might have been the area. There's a really big suicide pact, and 20 teenagers all killed themselves together in a room. So it was big. It was that's crazy, you know. And so our mission was to go and to create relations from with the kids there. So with the youth, with the 1st through 6th graders, and then the teenagers, you know. So do that, and then also run a VBS, which stands for Vacation Bible School, which is a little camp for little kids. So little kids will go for the day. It's a daycare type thing, but you learn about Jesus, and you make crafts and do art and stuff. So I was in a skit, and the skit is teaches you a message every day. So the kids would go, and then they watch the skit, and then they go, and then they play dodgeball or something, and then they go play, and then they go create a craft, and then they listen to a story, and then they sing songs, and then so stuff like that. So this is a brand new church that we went to, so it was kind of
kind of expanding the church.
It's expanding, and they didn't know a lot of stuff. So in Ireland, there's not a lot of Christian churches because it's mainly Catholic churches, and a lot of Ireland has kind of been regulating stuff with churches because a lot of Ireland's corruption came kind of from churches. So they're really skeptical when it comes to starting churches and doing things. So there's a lot of limits. And so this brand new church didn't really have any other church to really partner with. They didn't. I think there's one nearby, and I don't know if they're partnered with it, but so a lot of the stuff that they're doing there, they didn't really know, but they did. It's not like they were clueless, but we started going with our church group to kind of help them go, hey, this is how we do it. You should get leaders, and you should put them in charge of this, and they should learn how to do this. So they should learn, doing this, and then do this, and then do this, and so we kind of helped them with that. And then we also would help them with their youth group too. And be hey, so we meet on Wednesdays, and this is what we talk about. And then our pastor for high school would talk about what we would normally do on one of those days, and then we'd play a game and do stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's really cool. And now actually those people that started that trip now are moving there, and are going to run that. They're becoming missionaries. And they're going to go to that church and work there.
What reason? Probably something like that too.
I think they built a school there. They built a school, but I'm not entirely sure. It might be Amelia, this church that does that.
There's the same.
Oh, they go to the same one. So I think they built schools then.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah, my church, they've also done stuff like that to I forgot what it was to Latin countries. My church is a Catholic church though.
Yeah.
But still I don't know. I felt like it was just kind of wasn't my thing.
I get you.
That's why I never went to.
It's not everything. It's not everyone's thing.
Yeah, that's why.
There's this.
I would like to, but I don't know.
There's this one where they go to Ecuador, and there's a lot of crippled people in Ecuador, and so they do a mission where they go and give wheelchairs to crippled people. So a good friend of mine does that one too. It's really cool. That one's really powerful because it's a lot of people. It's crazy because I saw a video and there was a lot of people with no legs or and one arm or no legs, and they literally all they can do in Ecuador is crawl around. They don't have someone's not just there to give them a wheelchair, so they literally can't get wheelchairs. So they have to live their life crawling around, and these kids too, and a lot of them, I don't know if it's just yeah. So.
But I think that the whole point is just even though here sometimes we see like people struggling and stuff, but over there there's like they're actually like struggling. So I don't know. I feel like we should probably just do the best we can to like help people, even just like in our community and stuff.
Yeah.
But like even encourage that too, so like help in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's
world peace.
That's what a lot of people do. Missions.
Promote world peace.
Yeah, exactly. Skitty bop bop.
Skitty boop boop.
Bop bop bow.
Anyways, talking about.
Oh yeah. One more thing though. With Ireland, super pretty, prettiest place ever. The Titanic. Another fact too. The Titanic. The last place that it stopped was in Cork, Ireland. And we went to the memorial place where it was like the last. It was like a museum. And it was the last place that the Titanic stopped before it sank, like in the middle of the ocean or whatever. So it went to Ireland. It went to Ireland. Picked up a bunch of Irish people. Picked up a bunch of like dropped off people, and they started going. And then as they're going, that's when they hit the iceberg and it sank.
So the Irish died. That's what you're saying.
So it was a terrorist attack against the Irish. Let's get these Americans that killed the Irish.
Is there a conspiracy?
Yes.
Americans sunk the Titanic.
Yes, they did it on purpose.
Shoot.
Because they went to Ireland.
Shoot.
And there was criminals on that. No.
They didn't want Bryan to keep.
They didn't want to get to America.
Yes.
So they killed them.
And that's why it's illegal now in Ireland.
Exactly.
Grime. It's all because of grime.
Grime. Skitty bop bop.
Grime's fault.
Grime is cool. I like grime more than trap music. But I'm still like. Trap sounds annoying. Grime sounds annoying, but not as annoying.
I think it's the opposite.
I think it sounds a little cool.
I think it's.
You think trap? You like trap? I thought you don't.
No. Oh. Okay. I don't like trap. I like rap. Trap rap. No, not trap rap. Just rap.
Grime is rap, but like.
No, grime is like.
That's how rap is too.
That's how trap is. That's how trap is.
I can play you a rap song right now.
A trap rap song.
But no trap that. It'll be rap.
But trap is like.
Yeah, Snoop
like
Dogg.
the new artist.
Snoop Dogg goes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, that's. They do a little overboard.
Yeah.
Get it, Ireland? Overboard? Titanic?
Get it? Because
people
Irish died.
Yeah.
And families were sad. Babies were on that Titanic.
No, stop.
And kids and moms.
Stop.
Probably pregnant moms too.
I bet you there's some deer on that Titanic.
Oh! No, but talking about babies and moms.
You got a baby mama?
Oh, no.
Bryan's got a baby mama? You literally just said it. You admit that.
No, because, like, you know how now they've been saying that more people than ever are single, especially here in America? I think that's because of I think it's just because of how easy I feel like just, especially in this generation, everything is given to us so easily. So, like, we don't try, like, we expect to get, like, I guess, get married or stuff just like that.
What do you mean?
Like, I know people who say, like, oh, like, I don't want to go try, like, to find someone, because if they're meant for me, they're going to come to me. Like, I've met people who say that, but I feel like and this may also be, like, an unpopular opinion, but I think people now are more lazy, especially because of technology we have and stuff like that.
100%, yeah.
So yeah, I feel like people just aren't looking for other people to, like, find love, I guess, or something. They expect, they want it just to, like, come to them and stuff. I don't know.
But I get you. What do
you think about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of, I think the view of marriage is getting shifted in a wrong way, I would say. I think a lot of people now view marriage as this ball and chain that's holding you down, that's like keeping you from having fun, you know, with other girls or whatever. And definitely with what you said with definitely what you said with, like, technology too. I think technology gives you a lot of outs for a lot of different things, you know. So technology gives you the opportunity to be like, to text someone you don't know, you know, on Tinder or whatever, and be like, hey, it provides a lot more opportunity to be like, hey, do you want to just hook up tonight? Okay, boom. Okay, now it's done. You know, oh, now my wants are satisfied. You know, so I think technology definitely like gives it in that way. You know,
and actually too, this is a fact. More people are having like that are single, are having more sex than partners than like married couples.
Oh really?
Yeah. So more single people are like having sex than married couples. Basically, that's it. And supposedly it was like 40% or something like that of like all America is say that they want to be single.
Really?
Yeah, like that they don't want to find a partner. And I think it's some part because of that they like want to have fun and stuff like that. But I don't know, like I want to get married at some point, maybe have kids too. You too?
Yeah, definitely.
How many kids you want to have?
How many flowers? 3.
Oh yeah, they just little thing.
I definitely want marriage, and I think it's really weird because how people don't want a partner, you know, because I think it's so draining. I think it would be so draining if you were to just the only sort of relationship that you have with someone is just a sexual one. You know, I think that's really really draining if you're night by night, like I don't and obviously I'm not like talking about someone specific or I don't know, but if you're a type of person who's going night from night to a different girl, or you're every other weekend you're going to a different girl, or you're, you know, I think that's so draining because you're sharing the deepest emotional connection that you can have with someone.
That's true.
Like one of the, like you can have an emotional connection with someone, but and you can get really deep with that, but then you can have a physical connection with them, and that's obviously the closest way you can have one, you know, is sex. And I think that's really draining to have this deep, close, intimate connection with someone, and then just throw it to the wind, you know, just for the sake of pleasure, you know, and I think it almost robs you of true pleasure. I think because I think it like
the one you do have that physical connection with should be like
the same person you have that emotional connection with.
Yeah.
Too. You know.
Yeah, because that's true. I mean, there's always that first time, like, that first time that people see like that physical and emotional connection, but then like sometimes for people it doesn't work out, and then that physical connection is like nothing to them anymore since they already had it with the first one. So then that's probably why they just see it as fun now and they just go out.
It's a good noise.
Yeah. What should I add for that?
Nothing.
Okay.
No video needed.
No visual needed.
No visual needed for that, Bryan.
And
I think it's also interesting thinking about the statistics. Are if single people are having more sex, and married people are having less sex, does that mean that single people are trying to be satisfied more, or maybe trying to seek this feeling more, and compared to married people who already have this feeling and have this true feeling and don't find the need to pursue it as much as someone who's single, you know?
I get you. Yeah, that's interesting.
You know, because it's like because if you first think about it at surface level, it's like, oh yeah, so single people must
want to have like more fun,
be enjoying it more, or having more pleasure because they're having more sex. But I think true pleasure from sex is from someone that you love, you know, but like on a romantic, intimate level, not just like something you love, you know.
I mean, I've also met some people who now that say like they want to be single, you know, like you know how like you say you want to get married, I want to get married too, but like I've met people who say that
who are married and they want to be single.
No. But they've said like they said I don't see myself getting married. They say stuff like that pretty much. But,
and I think that's rough. I think that's rough because I think marriage gives you so many different things that's amazing in life. You know.
Yeah.
Like I think marriage is so wonderfully and beautifully made, you know, that it's such a great thing in your life that you will never get to experience just because you don't want to make the effort to try.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that like, I'm not saying like, oh, if you're not married you're stupid. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like if you don't want to make the effort because it's like, oh, it's too much time to spend into someone, or it's too much emotional. That's what's happening. You know, yeah, or it's like, oh, I just want to feel pleasure, and I just want to feel happy, or you know, whatever. I think that's
like choosing the easy way route.
Yeah.
The easy route.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just said. Easy way route.
You were trying to say easy way out, but then you also say route.
Yeah.
Easy route, easy way out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Easy route. Yeah.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
And that's probably mostly like with this generation that just want everything handed to them.
In the same way with technology, like how technology is like, oh, you want information? Done, got it. You know, oh, you want immediate satisfaction? Oh, call up this person. You know, or you know what I mean? And I think a lot of things that are good require sacrifice and require hardship. You know, so like if you want to be buff, you're gonna have to go through hardship of feeling pain in your muscles and taking the time to do it.
Being tired and all that.
Yeah, and eating more or eating differently or eating maybe not eating the way you want to, but that requires sacrifice. You know, or in the same way, like, oh, you want to be really smart or you want to be really good at like, I don't know, math. Let me get a math. It requires a lot of time and effort in putting the hours and the emotional, you know, dedication to, oh, I'm going to sit down and do this and practice this until I get good at it. And the same thing with music and with everything. So with marriage, that's the same exact way. Like there's no, for the longest time, I thought that there was one person for you. Like there's one person. Like I kept thinking like there's one girl for me. And that is the only one that will work for me.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think that's true? I changed my thinking now because I talked to my good friend Matthew about this. Like, I would say like I think there's only one girl for me, and it's cool because there's this one song by Casey Elephant, and the line is, it was like, it's pretty much singing like, I'll look at the whole wide world for you because there's only one. And then he was singing like where she could be. He's like, what if she's in Peru? What if she's in here? What if she's in Tahini? You know, what if she's, you know, what if like, so that thinking is like, that's almost impossible if there's one person for me and the amount of people that are in this world, you know, that's fictional. And then I started thinking like, oh, what if you met the girl that you marry in college? What if you decide to go to another college? You never would have met her, you know? Or what if you met this girl at a job, and then you decided to work somewhere else, that you never would have met her? And so I think there's a type of person for you. I think there's a type of person for you, that is their personality and their way they think, you know? But I don't know exactly that way yet. You know, I don't know for me at least. You know, because I hear a lot, like I'm an emotional thinker. So, and I would say you're a logical thinker. Would you agree with that?
Probably.
So like I think that's why we work well. You know, because we're kind of like yin and yang. You know, because I'm an emotional thinker. I think of things emotionally. Like, oh, what if their feelings are hurt, or like what if like we feel like that, or you know what I mean? And you're logical, like, oh no, we need to do this because it needs to get done, or you know what I mean? So I was thinking, like, what if in our spouse, that's who we need? We need the yin to our yang, you know? We need that person who's not like us, but also shares the same interests, can share the same interests as us, and share similar things to us, you know? So the person that I'm gonna work well with is a girl who's more logical thinking, who's less emotional than I am, and it's hard to say because also another thing that a lot of people do is
they look for people who have the same like characteristics as them.
But what I was talking about was I agree with that statement, but what I was talking about was a lot of in this world now, like men are expected to be like hard, like I'm hard, I'm emotionless, I'm like stuff like this, you know.
Would you say that's now?
I would say it's less than 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you know? But I would say still, like I'm able to admit, like, I'm an emotional thinker. I think a lot more with my emotions than logically. I think a lot, and I feel a lot of things, and I'm not saying other people don't, but I'm okay with that, and I'm still a man. I'm still I'm still a man. That doesn't make me less of a man. That's just how I am, So then, that makes me think, like, back to what you were saying. Do I have to find a girl that's, or will the girl that works best with me is someone who's a little less emotional thinking, who's more logical thinking, who's so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like that's why people don't want to, like, I don't know, because they're scared. I feel like people now are also scared.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying.
Because obviously, marriage and just committing to like another partner is scary too. Because like, what if that's not meant for you? I guess in a way or something like that. Because like, what if like you meet someone who's like, oh, like better a match or something like that's also scary. But also.
And it's also scary for vice versa. What if your partner meets someone else?
Yeah. And you think it's like
they're a better match, and you're not. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But yeah, so that's why it's also scary, and I feel like people don't want to take that chance. They're just too scared to like go out there, be out there. You know,
put the time and effort into.
Oh,
it's loving someone.
Yeah, it just falls back to their laziness and stuff. But.
And also, I think it's a lot of guided by fear, because I think ultimately, in the end, the reward of having someone that you love with all your heart,
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Having someone that you love with all your heart, that treasure in a way, I think that trumps over the fear.
Trump.
It's bigger, it's larger.
We support Trump. No, wait.
Bryan! Ooh! That's it. Monetize.
There's a deer.
Ooh! to put a deer noise over what you said.
Yeah.
Distract them so they don't see.
We didn't say anything. Nothing happened here.
I think the end result, the reward, is so much bigger and so much greater than failing a little bit and taking the time to find someone they love and they love you.
That just goes back to like putting the work into everything. Just that's not putting the work in, but putting the time in.
Yeah. And I have that fear too. I have a fear of like, oh man, what if this is not the person that worked well with me? What if we get to a point where we're like, we don't want to be with each other anymore? Because then that would be terrible. Because then it's like, oh, what if I'm 40 years old and then I divorce? Me and my wife divorce, and then we, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because then I feel like that would be, like that would shatter my life, because it'd be like, oh man, this is the person I love so much, but now I feel like I don't love them anymore, or I don't love them as much, or love is different.
That's hard, because like that happened with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like both, it was like a mutual thing, but like it was like hurt, like it was bad.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I get you.
But yeah.
And then you have to face stuff like that. You have to face those really hard.
You just gotta get over it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, and you have to learn how to deal with it and move on.
Yeah.
Which is, it's hard and it is scary.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
What do you want to get married? Like what are you looking forward to marriage? Why do you think marriage is great? That's a better one. Cause someone to do something with. So I can smooch. Someone to look at the stars with me.
Yeah.
And,
it's just a good, like, it's just some things. It's like some good experience. Like, why do you want to travel? Like, why do you want to like have money?
Don't compare marriage to travel. So what do you want to do? I guess I'll take a trip to. I don't know.
Well, it's just cause like it's like a good experience to have, like not just the experience, but like also the connection, like to be there and stuff. Like it's just like the good feeling and the good like
person you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something like in the world that you need. That I feel you need. For me, other people who are becoming more single probably don't look at it that way now, but probably because they look at it like the easy way route, which I think is bad. But I don't know. It's up to them.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's up to them. But
it's not our lives.
Yeah.
And I think also it's like a teamwork too. Like marriage is you do life with you get a teammate. You know, and that makes life so much easier and better and fun. You know, because you get to you live with someone, you love someone, you give your everything to them. You know, which I think is beautiful. I think it's great. You know.
Yeah.
Like I think love is something, one of the greatest things is the greatest thing in this life, in this world. You know, is love that you're able to share with other people. You know, and obviously not all love is the same. Like I love you. But I don't love Bryan. I love you, but not in the same way that I'm gonna love my wife. You know, I love you not in the same way that I love pizza. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean, Jelly?
I love my. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean.
Yeah,
you know,
I get you.
I love my
there's
dog.
Different kind of loves.
I love my dog, not in the same way that I'm gonna love my wife.
Why not?
No, Bryan. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, my little Jelly Bean?
I know what you mean, Jelly Bean.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You've had insomnia before, right?
Dude, smooth change, bro. Smooth. It just not being able to sleep.
Well,
is that what it? I don't know the exact definition of insomnia, so I can't.
Well, because you told me about your experience about seeing this one guy, like in your sleep, where like, isn't that insomnia?
No.
What is that?
Oh, you're talking about sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, not.
Oh yeah.
Insomnia is like a condition where you're not able to sleep. Like you just not.
Oh
able to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep paralysis. Scary. Crazy.
Cause at grad night, with our little group that we have, you know, like a little group. Alright, well I'll tell you later. But
okay.
Some people in that group were saying how like they've also had sleep paralysis, and it was like they were saying how, cause it was a lot, like not just one person, like it was pretty much, cause it was like 5 people in our bus that were like in our little group, and all of them except me said that they've had sleep paralysis.
You never had it before?
I don't think so. Cause and they're saying that, oh, I thought everyone like has had it at least once in their life.
I thought so too. I wouldn't be surprised if you know.
But I don't think I remember it. Any sleep.
I feel like you would. I feel like you'd wake up, because when you wake up, you clearly remember. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe when I was like smaller, because they were saying when they were smaller they've had it, that they just wake up and like they couldn't move and stuff, because that's what sleep paralysis is, right? But like
it's like your body's asleep but your brain's not.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing things.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So but yeah, like tell us what happened.
Oh yeah. So it was really scary. So I was in this room actually, and my bed was along this wall. You can't see it obviously, but my bed was like here, and
we film in Gavin's room, by the way.
This is my room.
A lot of people think that we have a separate room.
It's so much bigger. I don't understand how.
This room is tiny.
This room is tiny. Literally, this table takes up the whole room.
Literally,
That's
the whole room.
The camera's on my bed, and so it's not that much room, guys.
Oh wait, we just exploded.
Oh frick! Wait, no, it's a studio.
It's a studio in Chicago. We're in Chicago.
I went on Bryan's road trip. I was in his I was like, Bryan. Oh. Miss Lopez is making lunch right now. So I'm laying there and I'm trying to go to sleep, and I'll sometimes have this thing where I can't go to sleep because I'm really excited about something. So when I was little growing up for Christmas, I was so pumped for Christmas. I'd be so pumped. I couldn't stop moving. Like I literally was like, I'm so excited. And so I would try to force myself to shut my eyes. Because I would lay down and then I'd be like, and I'd look around, you know.
Really?
And sometimes a lot.
Would you just be getting distracted?
No, I consciously would do that. I'd be awake. I wouldn't be asleep.
Oh.
When I do that. So I'm just giving you a backstory. So I would like lay there and then I'd be like, oh, I can't go to sleep. So then I kind of like toss and turn and stuff, and also sometimes I'd be scared of the dark too. And so same way I keep opening my eyes to check if there's someone in my room, So I lay there and be like, because I'd always be scared. So, so one night I don't think I was scared of my room. No, because I was older. So I just was tired, but I couldn't go to bed. And so I was really, really restless, and so I was laying in my bed, and I did the same thing where I told myself, I'm not going to open my eyes, because if I open my eyes, like, it makes me less tired. But if I keep my eyes closed, I'm more tired. Mm-hmm. And so I was laying there, and then I was like tossing and turning, and it felt like, and I couldn't tell if I was in and I refused to open my eyes, but I couldn't tell if I was in a dream or not. I couldn't tell if I was asleep. And I consciously thought, am I asleep? I can't tell if I'm asleep. It doesn't feel like I'm asleep, but maybe I am. And so then I kept tossing and turning, and then it felt like it was a movie, and it was sped up. So all of a sudden it felt like it was like, you know, and I was like, and I kept thinking, I don't know if I'm asleep or not. And then all of a sudden I turned, and I had my phone in my hand, and I was like, and then when I saw this in my head, I was like, oh, I guess I'm not asleep, you know. So I had my phone in my hand, and it was really weird because it was already on, and it was on Instagram, and James Covarrubias, you were in my dream. I've never told you this, but it was James Covarrubias' Instagram.
That's his boyfriend, by the way.
His boyfriend. It was a picture of him on my phone. Super random. I remember it super distinctly, and it was one of his faces he makes. He goes, it was one of his faces, and I was like, oh. I was like, I guess I'm on James' Instagram. But then that moment when I did it, I look over and I look at this door, and as I look at the door, I drop my phone, and then there was this figure in the doorway, and then it formed, and it was just shadow. It was just like a shadow, and it was really big, and I'd say like, it was probably as tall as me. And it was standing there. It was standing right here. So you probably can see it. It looked like it was standing like this, and it was staring at me, and I was laying right there. And so I was like, frick, what the frick is that? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on? And so then I opened my mouth, because I was scared. And so I opened my mouth, and I was going to yell for my mom, because she was sitting on the couch, listening to TV, or like watching TV, because I consciously remember I could hear noises, I could hear like normal noise, like the AC and my fan and like the TV on. And so I opened my mouth, because I was like, oh, I gotta yell for my mom, and I went, and I couldn't yell. I went, dear, Gavin, just get back up. And I consciously was, I keep saying consciously, shut up, Gavin. I don't know why I keep saying consciously, but I was like, I opened my mouth, and I was like, and I was like, oh frick, I can't talk. And so then I was like, but then the more I tried, the less I could breathe. So it felt like it was like, and it felt like my throat was closing. Like, and I was like, and I couldn't breathe in, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it felt like the room was dark, but then it felt like it was getting darker, and it felt like it was like increasingly getting darker, and it felt like it was getting like a zoom in on him. Mm-hmm. Like, it felt like the room was getting closer, like he was getting closer to me, and everything was getting darker, and I was like. And I just thought, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. This is like my last moment. And I was terrified. I literally was so scared. But then I started thinking, no, you can't hurt me. 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 Because honestly, I thought it was like a demon. I thought it was like a demon thing. And I was like, I have like, I believe in Christ, and so I know you can't hurt me. So I kept thinking, like, you can't hurt me, you can't hurt me, don't hurt me, you can't hurt me, you can't hurt me. I'm not scared of you. And I started thinking in my head, I was like, I'm not scared of you, I'm not scared of you, I'm not scared of you. And then all of a sudden, I woke up. And I know I woke up because my face was against the wall like this. I was like, oh gosh. Or at least I think.
Wait, but you didn't know you're against the wall like that?
No. I thought I was awake.
So
I thought I was looking at my door. I don't know. It might have been there, and then I might have stopped and turned, and then I don't remember. I don't remember. But I freaking jumped up, I ran over, turned the light on, I was like, I'm not sleeping here. I slept on the couch that night. I was like, I'm not, this is so scary. I was terrified, and like especially after, it's like, I don't know what to do, because like, you sit there and you're like,
yeah, it's like, dude, like, where do I go?
Mm-hmm. I had one recently too, and I was in the same way. It's weird, the darkness getting darker, it happens a lot in my sleep paralysis. Like, it feels like the darkness, like, you can just see, like, imagine if you were looking at white, and then all of a sudden somehow it's getting whiter and whiter and whiter and whiter and whiter. And And the same with the darkness. Like, it was getting black, and then it was blacker and blacker and blacker and blacker, you know?
That's crazy.
Terrifying. Yeah. And I had another one where, laying there, and I felt like it was getting darker and darker, and it felt like there was someone in my face. But I didn't see it. I think my eyes were closed. But it felt like there was someone in my face, like, looking at me, like...
So, like, your sleep paralysis hasn't, like, gone away?
No. I have it, like, if I have it, it happens, I would say, every 3 months, every, like, around that, like, time frame. Like, it happens. I'm not surprised when it happens, but it scares the crap out of me, so. Shoot, it's weird.
So, I mean, Google says that sleep paralysis occurs when a person suddenly finds himself or herself unable to move for a few minutes, most often upon falling asleep or waking up. And when you sleep, I know this because, like, I remember it in Anna Barbara, actually. I did this research, and I still remember it, about, like, sleep or something. And, like, there's this thing called REM.
Oh, REM sleep, yeah.
Yeah, REM sleep. That's basically when, like, there's like 8 stages or something like that of REM sleep. And so it occurs over, like, a 4-hour period. And that's pretty much, like your REM sleep, that's your sleep. Like,
that's your actual, like, genuine sleep. Like, when you get rest from.
Yeah, and then at one stage, there's dream. There's the dream stage, or, like, when you're dreaming. And, so, yeah. And I've noticed that, like, to me specifically, like, the REM sleep, like, once I complete those 4 stages, like, I'll be good. So, like, those 8 stages or whatever it is, I'll be good. So, like, I can get 4 hours of sleep and then wake up and I'm good for the day.
Really?
Yeah. So, like,
That's
one time I actually tried that.
Yeah?
And just
and it worked?
I functioned throughout the day like I usually did. I think it was just a mental thing that I was, like, saying, like, oh, I only got 4 hours of sleep. But in reality, I didn't feel that tired.
Really?
I felt more tired getting, like, 6 hours of sleep than 4.
That's weird.
And I feel like that's because I've woken up, like, something has woken me, like, noise or whatever, has woke me up during the REM sleep. So, like, I wasn't able to get those full 4 hours. Because...
And then you can go backwards in those stages if something's loud or...
Yeah.
That might have what happened to me last night then.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep all night. And I woke up at, like, 12 because I fell asleep watching YouTube.
Yeah, you were texting me too, like... Yeah. And, but yeah, so that's probably... Because...
It's interesting.
And also this... With me specifically, every single night I wake up after 4 hours. Like, and then usually I use the restroom, so I go pee or whatever. And I get water if I'm thirsty or sometimes too lazy to get water, so I just go back to sleep. But anyways, yeah, every single night after those 4 hours, I sleep. I wake up. I sleep.
No, I get what you're saying.
I wake up and then, like, so I don't know. For me
That's
specifically, it's like it works. Like, it's the REM sleep. Because after the final stage, it's like you wake up. You wake up, like, either physically or just mentally. But yeah.
That's crazy.
And, you know, when you're dreaming, that's actually right when you're about to wake up.
Really?
That's why you always...
Are you sure?
Yeah. Actually, your dream wakes you up. If like, because during your dream, like, when you feel like you're dreaming, you feel like something, right? Like, either if it's a scary dream, like a nightmare, or, like, a good dream, like a fun dream or something like that. You always get those emotions, and those emotions are what wake you up.
Really?
That's why you're like, shoot, why did I wake up? That was a fun dream. Or like, oh shoot, like, good thing I'm alive, or whatever.
Yeah.
Those emotions is what wakes you up. Because those emotions is what sparks your brain, or, like, sends messages to your brain, and that's what wakes you up. So yeah.
What if that's like the thing, like this, like, it's a spark? I mean, like, your brain is like your brain is like the pile of sticks, and your emotions are like. You know?
It's like,
That's cool.
But yeah, and then there's also
8 stages.
Yeah, but then
wait, is it all REM? I don't. This may sound stupid.
Yeah.
Is it all REM? That's all REM sleep. There are 8 stages of REM sleep, or is one of the stages REM?
No. It's the all stages is REM sleep.
Oh, okay.
So, like, there's different
levels of tired or sleeping.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's weird.
Like, different stages basically. The first stage is like, I don't remember that much in depth, but I remember there was different stages, and they like define different parts of your sleep. If that makes sense. Like one part is your dreams, one part is you falling asleep, and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
And
our bodies are a crazy thing.
Yeah.
We're so.
And
it's amazing.
I don't know, cause they did this based off of research of like, well, the research I did a long time ago was based off, not just human but also rats. We both had like the similar type of REM sleep. Like we both slept for 4 hours before our REM sleep was done, and all that. So
I think experiments are always sketchy.
Yeah,
I'm always like, because they could show similar signs, but rats don't have the same brains as we do. We have so much more complicated brains. I would say, like obviously the rat brain is so complicated, but I feel like we don't tick the same. You know.
And did you know, fact time, just
fat time?
No, fact.
Oh, fact. Like fat time.
Oreos.
Food?
Bring in the Oreos. Mama Lopez, bring in the Oreos.
What if I brought in my Oreo?
Oreo
that thing
cup?
is deadly, by the way.
What, your Oreo cup?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
What?
Cause I eat a
How
good
is it
5.
deadly?
I eat a good 5 Oreos at a time.
Oh.
And I pass out because I'm so sugar. That's how I fell asleep last night. Cause I ate 5 Oreos.
That's
from the
not
cup,
healthy, Gavin.
And then I was just so like.
Yeah,
and then I was like, wait, down. I was like, and then I knocked out because I was tired. I was like, and then I woke up and I was like, all groggy.
Tune into our other channel where we take Gavin to work out.
No, Gavin complains the whole time. I don't want to work out. I started trying to run. I ran for 2 days, and I didn't run again. It was 4 days ago, so I didn't run yesterday, and I haven't run today yet. So.
I ran in
hurts your legs,
Wisconsin.
Really?
And like through the woods and stuff. It was pretty scary because it was like in the night.
Bryan.
But the stars were out, so
Oh,
it was
it's
like really,
safe.
it was really pretty.
Yeah. It was really dangerous because maybe a bear could maul me and my parents wouldn't know where I was.
I asked my uncles, I was like, have you guys ever heard or seen of bears in Wisconsin? And he said, no, you're cool. He said,
your next question should be, so what's in Wisconsin? Because there has to be something. He goes, oh, the mountain lions. So you're running, you see a mountain lion, you're like, well, it's not a bear, it's not a lion. So your uncle's like, well, he didn't ask about mountain lions.
Look, I asked him this.
There's no mountains in Wisconsin, is there?
No.
Okay, so mountain. Yeah. Normal lions.
Normal. No, my follow-up question was like, wait, so what eats the deer?
Oh, okay.
I was like, because there must be something.
Cars.
He said oh!
Those poor deer. Dude, F in the chat for deer.
Isn't it like P? No, it's F.
It's F in the chat, bro. I was watching Yellow Swaggleton yesterday, and he said F in the chat at one point, so.
Freaking, go subscribe to Yellow Swaggleton. I'll put his link.
Subscribe to us first.
Yeah.
You can go subscribe.
You know what?
Because we got,
he got us this cool thing.
He did. We have on one of our videos, we have double the amount of subscribers we have. So I know some of you aren't subscribed.
Wait, what? The views. You meant views? Double the amount.
Yeah. Oh, subscribers to views.
Yeah. I get you.
I'm just kidding, guys. You don't have to. So I think we're getting a little close to the end because it's.
Yeah, we're getting because we still have the other. Cuts.
You're right. So.
All
right, guys. Thank you so much
for this one.
For watching. We love our viewers. I say this every time, but we thank you guys for just investing in us. If you like this, then share it. If you don't, then
invest in the cast.
Invest in the cast, in the Brocast.
I
think we're going to get a new camera possibly in the future, so that
look forward to that.
The quality will go up. Because right now it's on my phone, and we sometimes run into difficulties.
Yes, so. A lot of difficulties.
Yeah.
Because But anyways, that was it for the Brocast forever. Last episode ever. We're done.
Also I got a new haircut.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, shaved my head.
I was gonna do the same thing, but
you should have. No, I like your hair curly.
That's what a lot of people say.
But you should like it. If you don't like it curly,
I like
don't
it,
keep it curly.
But I also like it short. But I also like curly. So I'm like,
You're in a meme.
Yeah. Meme.
We should have a saying and like show us this part. This is Gavin. Restart. This is Gavin.
This is Bryan.
Signing off. Oh.